I know you both read a lot of scripts or get sent a lot of scripts. And I'm so curious, what was it about this one that said, I really want to do this?
I think on the surface, on the surface, clearly this is an action thriller. On the surface, this can be read as kind of a trite thriller in the vein of something we've seen a lot of. But really what attracted me in it was this image that was at the end of the film originally, which was James Harper wading out into this murky water with this oil refinery straight ahead of him in some Central American country, and a Coke can washes past him in the dirty water. And that to me said everything about what this writer wanted to communicate about what he was talking about. Really what this is a character study of a man who was raised on fictions, these stories, and he was raised on particular stories: democracy, freedom, honor, courage, brotherhood, America, the shining city on the hill. And in the matter of a couple hours, all of that is taken away from him. He's kicked out. The stories are ripped from his spine, so to speak. And he then has to recreate himself using other fictions. And that came around a time I was reading Sapiens by Yuval Harari, and I was taken really with this idea that humans are the only animal, the only species who tell themselves stories to give them purpose and a reason to live. No other species on the planet, so far as we know, does that. I found that really interesting.
Ben, what was it for you?
It's continuing the story of the returning soldier is so rich because it's so complex. And Chris, we're the Desert War generation. We grew up with this. Afghanistan, we haven't even begun to see the mental health issues that 20 years in the desert there, and how they'll affect our men and women who have served. Over the years, I've gotten to know a lot of people who have served in those wars, and they've shared their struggles and unseen scars with me. And I think if we can use a film to ask, how are we taking care of the people that we've trained to kill in the name of protecting our nation? What do we do with them when they get home? And so many of them feel, at least my friends have talked about feeling abandoned. So when one feels abandoned, one tries to create a new home. And quite often it's put your skill set to use, which is going into private security. There's money, there's camaraderie, there's purpose and point, but it's murky waters and it's dangerous waters because there's no government looking after you in that theater of war. So I think those questions are always going to be compelling films to tell.
One of the things I also really enjoyed about this film is that none of the characters are over the top. Everyone felt very grounded and realistic in terms of, you didn't have some maniacal, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was I think the whole idea about it is that this is the anti-born. This is real people, that these people do this kind of stuff. Obviously, some of the action is, I don't think there's going to be a firefight, God willing, in the middle of the city center, although that certainly has happened before. But it was very, very important that there's a Joe Everyman quality to this, is that this is, James Harper is the soldier, and this is about being accessible. And it's really about having a film, and thank God the financiers and everybody was behind it, there's 30 minutes of a human being just being a human being who happens to be a soldier with his family. And there's 30 minutes of, there's no action. Could be a family drama. And to set that up, to throw that person that you come to know that's taking their kid out to teach them how to swim and lives in a clapboard house and trying to pay the bills and loves his wife, and then also does some pretty crazy, heinous violence. Those two things can live side by side.
I agree. I got to wrap. I'm just going to say congrats. And like I said, please make more movies together. Have a fantastic day.
Sure. Thanks, Stephen.